We have a little sneaky look at the Soviets now. Go on their intel, look at their army. We know everything about their army. Look at the amount of intel we've got. Have a look at their stockpile as well. They've run out of artillery, and they've run out completely out of their tanks as well. Things are starting to not look too good for the Soviets. Hey! This is FeedBackGaming, the guy who plays way too much Hearts of Iron 4. But I also play some other games, like Rome Imperator. Do you like open world RPGs? Oh, look at these videos. I do other videos as well. Click on them. Please view them. Why are you guys not viewing them? This is La Resistance. This is the new expansion for Hearts of Iron 4, and it has berets and the Eiffel Tower and a sinister-looking German guy. But first, would you like a free copy of La Resistance DLC for Hearts of Iron 4? 4 things you need to do. You must like this video. You must subscribe to this YouTube channel. You must hit the bell icon after you subscribe. And fourth, and finally, you must comment below saying, I want the resistance. Just those words. I want the resistance. And on Tuesday, on release date, I will randomly select one of those comments that says, I want the resistance, and has also done the 3 other things. Trust me, I know if you've done them or not. And I will heart it, and I will pin it, and I will ask for your email address, and I will send you a fresh, unused code for La Resistance. So like, subscribe, bell, comment below. I want the resistance. Single player, new game, 1936. Other countries. If you've not been keeping track of La Resistance, there's a new focus for France, there's a new focus for Portugal, and there is a humongous new focus tree for Spain. It is massive. But not only that, we have the full-blown espionage system added to Hearts of Iron 4. I just want to play Hearts of Iron 4 and embrace the new features of espionage, spies, and all that good stuff. So let us play a normal historical game of Germany. This is it. Look, new buttons. They're all gold now. And here we are, the intelligence agency. Takes 30 days to do, costs 5 city factories for the 30-day period, and we found our intelligence agency. Feedback, intel, exclamation mark, the snake. Day 1, espionage. First of all, research. And what do we have here? Armored cars. They're kind of like light tanks. They're very fast. They're relatively cheap. Their primary use is now going to be for reconnaissance. So now you can select reconnaissance for cavalry, reconnaissance for motorized, and reconnaissance for light armored. Oh, and also armored. So you can have light tanks to do your reconnaissance as well. Air. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, you think you were hiding, didn't you? Scout planes. So now we have intelligence in the game, and you can gather intel with many different methods in game. And one of those methods is to do it in peacetime with scout planes. So that's the new technology done. So let's just select our text that we're going to go for construction. We're going to go for basic machine tools, jumpstart that economy, electronic mechanical, and we'll finally go for the scout plane because I want to just check them out, build a few of them, get a bit of intel on Poland. And intel is useful because you get an encryption advantage. But regarding factories, we're going to build shift here, 8 to 80%, and also here as well. Okay, when it comes down to our military production, I think we'll phase into AA just a little bit. And we'll pop an AA on there, 2 onto you. We're also going to make some armored cars as well. Once again, we'll pop on 2 of those. Those are mainly going to be used for garrison and suppression purposes. 1 extra on the fighters, and the rest will be on the fighter 1. Okay, next up, training. We are going to train 8 divisions. We need to expand our army size, so therefore we can progress down our focus tree. Oh, what is this? MEFO bills need to be manually cancelled now. They will automatically renew as long as this button is highlighted. Wow, the greatest feature in Hearts of Iron 4 history. Almost created our intelligence agency. 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom. Feedback intel has been founded. Each one of these buttons represents a potential upgrade that we can go for. My advice to you is to go for form a department first, an actual cryptology department. There's 2 parts of your intelligence agencies. There are spies that actively go out and collect intel, then do operations. And then there's a cryptology department that's based within your country that will decrypt enemy ciphers, like historically Enigma. So we are going to form the department. It is going to cost us 8 civilian factories over 30 days. And the result of that, we will form a cryptology department that allows us to decrypt ciphers. Boom, done. 30 days. And also after 30 days, we get to recruit our first spy. What do we have here? Exercise. And if we hold shift and left click, so what is happening right now is they are exercising until they are fully trained, and then they will automatically stop exercising. That's right, guys. So that moment in the past where you used to exercise a division or an air wing or your navy and you used to forget about it, and then you look back and you're like, oh, I've just wasted a ton of equipment. Not anymore, boys. So here we go. Now we're on the Cryptology tab. You can see all around the world, every country on their capital region. They have the Cryptology button, so start the decryption. So what we could do is to start to decipher the Polish cipher. And it says once the enemy cipher is fully deciphered, we will get the following passive bonus against the enemy. And this will give us a bunch of intelligence and extra interception and air detection. Boom, done. And it will take a massive 960 days. And you're probably thinking, holy damn, that's a lot of time. But if you go into Cryptology, we can do upgrades to our Cryptology department to increase the power that it can decrypt. It is a battleground between nations, finding the best Cryptology technology to try and battle each other, to decrypt each other's codes, to find out their intelligence. The question is, what can you do when you've deciphered someone's ciphers? Well, you have this button. You have the ability for 30 days to get an insane bonus to your army, navy, and air force. And you get all those juicy bonus. Look at that. Look at that. 15% defense bonus. 15% breakthrough bonus. Anyway, in the meantime, we can now recruit our first spy. And these are the ones we have available to us. They all have different bonuses, and they're all level 1, and they can be upgraded over time by doing more and more missions. I don't know why I did that, but I read that as natural odor. Alright, we'll go for this guy. He's an infiltrator. So the first job he goes on to, which you see, is counterintelligence, which is this one. And these are all the potential jobs he can do. And counterintelligence means he's in our own country, trying to root out enemy spies, and slowing down any intelligence they might be building inside our nation, and potentially capturing them if he captures them up to no good. What we want to do initially is build an intelligence network inside of Poland. This means we'll have more intelligence on Poland, meaning that when we right click on them and we click Intel Ledger, we have more information of a breakdown of what's going on inside. As you can see, if you hover over all these, it says exactly what's increasing or decreasing our intelligence by set amounts. And potentially, if you look and hover over them, it says when we get more intelligence, what bonuses we get and what we actually find out from the actual enemy. And what is this? A new advisor. Elusive Gentleman, +1 operative slots, and minus 15% time to upgrade time for our agency. What does this do? It allows us in 28 days, 27 days, 26 days to hire a new operative. As you can see now, we have 10% spy network, and there are some operations that are appearing. So this says how many operatives are required, how many spies are needed to execute this operation, and how much intel we need to start the operation. In this case, he's got 10%, we need 35%, and it's potentially the impact which you will have. What we want to do is infiltrate their army. We need 50 spy network and 2 operatives, which we'll get one of those in 16 days. One thing that is worthwhile is to get 5 upgrades, because if you see here, so the first slot is get given to you automatically, and then after the 5th upgrade, you'll be given another slot, so a maximum of potentially 3 spies. So my advice to you is just keep doing upgrades, particularly the cheaper ones along the top, until you get 5 upgrades, and that will unlock the new slot. New upgrade is complete. We'll go for the next one. We'll go for the Air Force Department. And we've got a new slot for our operatives. In this case, we'll go for Peter. Peter the Seducer. All right, we have 4 upgrades. We need our 5th one now to get our extra agent. So we will go for Anti-Partisan. Root out resistance. You can see the impact we're having on our intelligence in this area. We're getting extra invasion defense, an extra planning speed bonus, and they are suffering from a penalty to their max planning and a penalty to their max entrenchment. Just the fact that we just know more about them. We know what they're up to. We know what they're doing. Here we go. We now have 5 upgrades for our intelligence aid. Feedback Intel is going to get a new recruit in 24 days. We can build scout planes. Let's build a few scout planes. Let's just add on a single factory, just the one. All right, the first one is complete right about now. Pop him here. 50 plane air wing size. Nope, not 50. And you can see he's got a new mission now called Air Reconnaissance. And we can do this in peacetime. I know, right? Believe it or not, but we can do it in peacetime. So now look, we've got more intelligence of Poland. Look, we can see divisions on the front line. Even though we don't have divisions on the front line, we now know where their planes are stationed in these specific air bases. We know where their airports are located as well. We know so much about you, Poland. More than you would even realize. Oh no! An agent has been captured. Right, so we can do an operation now. It requires 1 agent. It needs 30% of a spy network built in the specific country we're going to go, in this case, Poland. And it takes 35 days. Let's prepare it. So what will it do? It will rescue the operative in captivity in Poland. It costs you 200 guns to execute this. And we need to assign an operative to do this. So we're going to go for this guy. The risk is 0%. You can commence it immediately because it needs to be prepared first. Preparation will probably take a few days to get the guns required. We prepare. It is now in preparation. Waiting for the guns. The guns are ready. It's in progress now. 33 days, and we're executing the operation to rescue our spy that has been captured by the Polish. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the 4-year plan's just finished. How convenient. And now we've got our operative back. And both of them are doing counterintelligence. And this one is building a spy network inside of Poland. Plan has been a success. Mission accomplished. We have now rescued our operative from Poland. There's a few other orders you can give to your spies as well. First of all, building a spy network, as we said before. We've got quietly build a network. Means your network will not expand, but it will not decrease as well. This is good if you build a really large network inside of a country. Let's say, in this case, get to 100% spy network inside of Poland. And you put her on quiet intel, meaning the chance of her getting detected drops to almost none. And in that case, you won't build the network anymore. So that's something you prepare for war. And then when you go to war, you build them back onto the intel network and you take advantage of your 100% intel network. You got boost ideology, which works the same way as it used to. We got propaganda too, which reduces their war support and stability slowly over time. Root out corruption, which reduces resistance. You got control trade, which allows you to specifically route trade towards you if you are of a limited resources, such as maybe German wants the rubber from Thailand, maybe, potentially. And then finally, we've got diplomatic pressure, which allows them to more likely to join your faction and accept your diplomatic requests, and makes it less likely for everyone else to do that. What I want to do now is do an operation. We're going to infiltrate their army. So select 2 of our spies. It is going to cost us 1 civilian factory and over 15 days. The operation takes 90 days. It has a very excellent chance of success. We're going to click commence when ready because I have to prepare it first. And they will infiltrate the army of Poland. Boom. Let's go. Oh no! One of our agents has been killed. The ultimate sacrifice. A hero called to her final rest. F in the comments. Okay, let's go for war economy. Autobahn. And progress down our doctrines. And first, we do not succeed. We try, and we try again. Go. And we'll also go for logistics company as well. And we're going to rush for construction 3 as well. I don't usually do that, but I've noticed construction is pretty effective at long games. So I'm going to go for lots of construction. Right, they're on their operation, and they are executing the plans to infiltrate their army. I'm going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to go for military police. That's right. The first time in FeedBackGaming history, I am actually going to research military police. I can't even believe it. We'll talk more about why later on. Okay, the Autobahn is now done. We are going to go for more civvies down here. The operation is almost complete. 3, 2, 1. And we have infiltrated the Polish army. Done. What is the impact of that? If we go into intelligence, we gain a static increase of 10% for our army intelligence. We also gain an extra operation. Steal enemy blueprints. It requires 3 operatives to do this, and it is incredibly risky. Oof. I think the game expects me to level up these spies some more before I start going for these more risky operations, so we might have to put this one on hold. Let's expand our Cipher department by going for radio interception group. And we'll upgrade it once again to get extra Cipher decryption power. We'll go for computer machine, then radio, and then probably work on some excavation techs as well. This is where the upgrades start to get pretty expensive. So we can see machine-assisted decryption, 10 civilian factories. That's really pricey, so I'm going to put that one on hold for now. Recruit a few more divisions, constantly have them feeding into my overall army size. Have a look at our tank divisions then. Let's move these boys over. Let's convert these all into tanks. And let's make this more of an ideal template. So we'll hop on the motorized, hop on logistics and anti-air. And then we'll see if we can add on a load of light tanks, which is we can do for now. As you can see, this is a reconnaissance as a motorized reconnaissance. The default one at the moment for reconnaissance is cavalry reconnaissance, which is the least effective, has the smallest amount of actual reconnaissance bonus. Okay, research slot, and to do the Anschluss. Okay, we're going to select the tank division army, hold shift on exercise, left click, and now they will exercise to level 3, and then they will stop. No more wasted tanks. Hey, Anschluss. So convert all these to the regular template. We're going to delete all the Austrian divisions apart from this one. And this one, we're going to add on an armored car for suppression purposes and hardness, which hardness is really good for garrison divisions. And as well, we're going to add on MP for the extra suppression. The Polish cipher has fully been decrypted. Right now, the Polish don't know that we've fully deciphered their cipher. And if we were to give the cipher codes to all of our army, navy, and air force, we will gain a bonus for 30 days. But then the Polish are going to be aware that we've decrypted their ciphers, so they will change change the codes. So at that point, we have to start all over again to decipher their enigma. So as you can see, there is a passive bonus you get for deciphering, which is at the top. See that top bonuses? Now these are pretty cool, don't get me wrong. I think they're really cool. But at the end of the day, if you look at the bonuses below, so you've got to make a decision here. Are you going to go for an initial push and knock them out? Or are you going to go for maybe a long prolonged war? I don't know, maybe the country, maybe Poland, maybe the Soviet Union? What does history tell us about this? Regardless, it is time to decipher another cipher. And we are going to go for the French. Right, we've gone for German war economy, loads of mills, and we're going to go for demand Sudeten now. So right now, 100% civilian intel, 100% army intel, 80% navy, 87% air force. Look, we know what planes they've got, we know their stats, we know the ships, we know how many divisions of certain types they've got. Guys, we are super prepared. Okay, this is the research we're going for. So we're going to work on a little bit on Atlantic raiding, only a little bit. Working on making our planes better for agility, also disperse industry to expand the building slots. We are going to focus a little bit on rubber so we can keep our plane production up, and we're pushing ahead to get the Panzer IV to make this really well-rounded tank divisions. Right, when we get 1 million manpower in the field, deploy you guys. At that point, we're kind of as many troops as we need to expand through our focus tree. Then at that point, we will stop. I think at this point we will stop actually. Fate of Czechoslovakia. Okay, let's add on a little bit of heavy armor. We'll add 2 on to the tank division. And once again, even though they're level 3 now, we're going to have to exercise them again. Yep. Again, hold shift to make sure you only exercise to level 3. Alright, let's start splitting these armies up. S to split, S to split, S to split. We've ended up with 2 extra divisions. Interesting. I guess we're going to have to make probably another handful of divisions to pop on this front line. Say another 14 divisions, we'll say. How many can we make? Oh, we can make another 22. That's fine. So we'll have a 24 army. And we'll build a radar station right here. So we get detection for Air Force that could be bombing us, as well as detection for this sea zone as well. Build more intel. Now we have our first look at occupation. We go into the resistance map mode. We can see there is resistance in Slovakia and the interior of the Czech regions, and the resistance strength is increasing by all these lovely modifiers. If you go into the country, go into occupied territories, you can have a breakdown. So Austria is all our core territory, so there's no resistance. So we take care of that, non-resisting, and we can only see the resisting areas, which is Czechoslovakia. There's 2 elements. There's resistance, which increases over time. It will result in more sabotaging of factories and infrastructure, just classic damage that was in the base game. And then if it gets to 90%, this area will rise up and become its own nation with its own divisions, and will actively declare war on you, and it'll just be like a full-blown rebellion. Compliance, on the other hand, is kind of on the opposite end of the scale. The more compliance you get over time, the more they're less likely to resist you, and you will gain specific bonuses depending on how much compliance you get. Now, you can change how you want to treat these areas that you've occupied under this. These are kind of your occupation laws. So what you can do is go from all the way to no garrison to brutal oppression. And brutal oppression means you will reduce oppression. You will reduce a resistance by a large amount. But the downside is you're going to need more divisions to suppress this area, and it will affect how quickly you will gain compliance. We'll deploy those divisions, pop those on the front line, and do the same thing. Shift click on exercise to get them to level 3. Okay, this orange army goes on Eastern Prussia, and then the rest of you guys shift left click a field marshal. We'll go for Gunther, and then we will do a front line for the field marshal on the front line of Poland. And now we can assign generals to these as well by Heinz Guderian, and the field marshal will be Walter Model. The reason why I like Model is he is a brilliant strategist. He's brilliant. He can go for aggressive assault, so we can stack breakthrough on tanks. Alright, Eastern claims. I think we're ready for Danzig or war. We're going to go for anti-partisan too, because we're going to need to root out a lot of resistance in key areas such as Warsaw, for instance. One of the factors that increase resistance by quite a large amount is victory points. So here you go, 30 in Prague, Warsaw, 25. So the more victory points, the more potential issues you're going to have with uprisings. As you can see, Paris as well, that's 50. So they're going to cause a lot of problems over time with resistance. Okay, Disperse 3 is done now, so we're going to build a few refineries in the Autobahn region. Speaking of Air Force, let's make sure we've got all the planes in reserve, actively being used. And we'll select those guys, and then we'll put them on pilot exercises. Get to level 3, then stop. Cipher for France has fully been decrypted. I think what we'll do now is go for intelligence, go for Cipher, and start to do the Soviet one. What are we planning to do? I wonder. April 939. I think it's for Danzig for wartime, boys. Okay, so let's adjust our template before we dive into this. Let's go for garrison, and we're going to change our default plan to civilian oversight. So all new territories we occupy will automatically go civilian oversight immediately. And our default template we're going to use, which is something you have to close your eyes and just imagine, is the one that is getting used to suppress these specific areas. It's one of those ones that's kind of tricky because now those divisions that are garrisoned that used to be on the map are no longer on the map. They're kind of like under the map. They're not visible. In this case, we're going to select this division, the one that's got the armored cars as well as the military support. And this represents how many of those divisions are currently in this region. Use your imagination. So right now there are 2.25 or 2.24 of these divisions in this region to suppress it. Poland refuses the ultimatum. What a surprise. We're going to allow Italy to join the faction. Historical game. We'll allow them to hop in. We have a justification on Poland. Is it time, boys? Is it time? I think it is. Activate the plans for everyone. We're not going to use any air force in this case. I think our air force is better off stationed at home. We can just intercept enemy planes, so put them on interception. We'll also start working on more advanced radar as well. Let's go for around the Maginot, so we can do that in quick succession. Poland, we've got so much intel on you. Declare war. So we will also gain more intelligence for actively being in combat within the Polish as well. So just be aware that if you're not 100%, fighting them a little bit in battles will increase it some more. Now, if we can look at one of the battles really closely, click on the attack, you can say intel advantage 15%. We gain a 15% attack advantage if we have full 100% intelligence. How insanely strong is that? You know what? We can go take that an extra step further. Intelligence agency, Cryptology, let us release the cipher codes. Boom. For 30 days now, our army will gain the full bonus. Okay, I realize our spies are not really doing anything right now, so this one is doing counterintelligence. So what we're going to do now is root out corruption in Prague. So they will actively now try and reduce the resistance in that area. And there you go, it's actively being pushed down. It seems like resistance has a knock-on effect too, so if you decrease it in one area, it will reduce the other areas that are connected to it as well. It is contagious, it spreads. Okay, we'll go aggressive now. Boom, let's clear this mess up. Just need to take Poland now. We've got Krakow and Danzig, so when Warsaw falls, it's pretty much GG for the Poles. Here we go. Rip! Alright, the next armies. Rommel. Here. You are going to go into Luxembourg. And you are going to go into Belgium. On second thought, I think what I'm going to do is put my tanks here to blitz through the Netherlands, and then quickly change direction and push towards Belgium. Okay, here we go. Resistance. Le resistance. As you can see right now, this is an area where they've dug in really deep, and this is where you need to use a spy to crack open this area of Slovakia. I think what we'll probably do is pop a operative in Warsaw and also one in Slovakia as well. So intelligence, root out corruption here, and root out corruption here. Guys in position. When are you good to go? The Dutch, the Belgians, and the Luxembourgians. Go, 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 go. We're not going to use our air force. You know what? Because, you know what? I can't be bothered. But there you go. Luxembourg gone. The Netherlands gone. Belgium, are you next? Yeah, you are. And Belgium gone. At this point, more than likely, we just do a full frontal push on aggressive. Slide in to France. We can clean up the rest. We've also got this army down here too. We can probably pop you up here now. Cancel off your front line. All under this field marshal. Draw a field marshal front line. Organize you guys. Go, go, go. France is been a little bit smarter with its position its divisions as well. I'm actually kind of impressed. Like the AI's a little bit better as well. Paris is open. Open goal. No. No. They're actually going to hold on to Paris. Man, well done, AI. Well done. There is one way of breaking this stalemate. A little bit of planning bonus, maybe? Just a little bit. And also, oh yeah, we can reveal the intel of the cipher of France, gaining us a lovely, juicy bonus. Can Paris hold? I'll give it to the French here, guys. The French are holding Paris way better than they did IRL. 91%, 92%, and there we go. Paris fallen, and so has France. F. Establish Vichy France. The Vichy France behaves a little bit differently now. It's not at war with the Allies. I think there's a way you can make it join the Allies, but at the moment it just behaves as a state that just feeds us, I guess, free equipment. Oh, look at this. Oof. UK, what have you done? What have you done, UK? That is a fail. Alright, want an extra army, just a reserve army that I can just pop on the front line. Probably make 2 of them. 48? Yep, 48. And we'll also go for extensive conscription. We'll have to go off air superiority and go on to interception. It is really eating into our fuel. Really eating into it. Need to try and do our best to hold on to fuel right now. Fuel's getting mighty low. Make sure we just leave our tank armies idle for a little while. Make sure we get off using our air force. Okay, I think we're going to drop a big radar in Brittany. And also drop a big radar, one in the north and one in the south as we push towards the Soviet Union. Got our fighter 2 is now complete. We'll whack on a big fat engine onto you as well as more weapons. Yep. Few more weapons. Okay, so let's look at the occupied territories map mode now. So you can see there's a lot of key areas that they've really dug into, and the resistance is getting mighty, mighty high. Incredibly high, in fact. Not so bad in Czechoslovakia, but Poland, it's awful. Czechoslovakia is totally okay. So let's change everything to martial law. Now, martial law, if you hold control, it shows you how it's different from the judicial laws that we're currently using at the moment. So this will reduce it by 40%. Compliance will be reduced, and we'll need to use 50% more divisions to suppress this area. So let's do that on martial law for everything but Czechoslovakia, because Czechoslovakia can stay on civilian oversight, just so we can get that compliance nice and high. The impact of this now, as you can see, the amount of divisions required to hold on to these areas is higher, so we're sapping more of our equipment from the equipment pool as time progresses and goes on. What I want to do right now is make a better ratio of division for the suppression division. So what I'm going to do is pop on another armored car, and I'm going to pop on a few more cavalry. So we've gone for a more well-rounded division there that should have a better impact on the occupied territories. So research-wise, we're working on base equipment for passive bonuses, radar for more intel, as well as an advantage in the air, more bonuses for doctrines, more research to work on what we've already got, and also reconnaissance for more an edge in battle. I'll move you up to here. This is our main attack force here. Get rid of his attack plan, do a field marshal front line here. Okay, we need to start to build an intelligence network inside of the Soviet Union, Moscow, as well as Kiev, as well as Minsk. Oh, look, Denmark. I didn't forget about you, Denmark. I didn't forget about you. Operation West. I'll not be focused on Navy on this video, but I'm going to spam submarines, and I'm also going to go convoy raiding at the Atlantic. This will not be the focus of this video, but if you want to see a video about that, click on the eye in the top right. And then we declare on Norway. Yep, it does actually look like it works still. Yay. And boop. Oh, and they left Oslo empty. Thank you very much, AI. I always love when you do that. And boom, here we go. There's always an opportunity for an encirclement everywhere, even in Norway. Got him. Got enough armored cars now. A bit more suppression. We're going to pull off an army. You are going to be purely for defensive purposes. I think it's about time we got the perfect division template now, right? I think it's about time. That looks pretty good. Also, I'll change that to an armored car to attach onto my tank division. This gives it extra reconnaissance. Something I was meaning to do a long time ago, but we're going to add on the anti-air onto the infantry, and we'll probably add an extra battalion on as well. Okay, winter is coming. I think it is time, boys, to push into the Soviets. We'll make a nice, lovely, clean sweep through there and encircle those divisions. The Soviets are pushing into us initially. Interesting. And that has not been very effective. And then we counterattack. And just very, very quickly push them out of the way. Nice, lovely push. Oh my god, the overrun is so strong. Winter has arrived. But the infantry is good to go. Infantry would like to attack. Yeah, do it. Let's go for it. Do it. Another encirclement on the Romanian border. That's a good one. Push into the plains of Ukraine. Probably can take up a lot and go up a lot of land here. Probably it's a free push into Crimea too. Okay, so what's happening right now is we're pushing more into the Soviets, and resistance is pretty high. And also, Poland's causing us a problem because our supplies have to go through Poland too. So what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to grab Poland and the Soviet Union, and we are going to put them on brutal oppression, which requires a considerably more amount of divisions. We take a massive hit to our compliance, but we result in keeping that resistance down. Look at it, all the arrows are pointing down now. Keeping an eye on equipment, anti-air's taking a bit of a beating, so we need to be on top of that. The UK has broken our ciphers and is getting a bonus for 30 days. I'm not sure how that'll benefit them. Maybe they'll be able to combat us better in the air, maybe? We have the Barbarossa bonus, which lasts until May. I want to take advantage of that. The way we're going to do that is we combine it with the cipher that we've just deciphered the cipher. Boom, let's do this. Everyone in position. Go, go, go. Put them on aggressive and go. Huge breakthrough bonus. I'm going to start replacing my light tanks now with mediums. Just a handful at a time, so I've still got a surplus. And also we need to focus really heavily on the equipment that we're lacking. Otherwise we're going to run into some really big problems. I love it when you split the Caucasus from the rest of the Soviets, because this means all these divisions are going to encircle. There's nowhere for them to run to. So I've decided to become the Spy Master. I've clicked this button. It costs 50 political power. And for every member that I've got in my faction, the Axis, which is Hungary, Romania, and Italy, I get an extra slot to recruit an extra spy. So I can have an absolute, in this case, a crap ton of spies. We have a little sneaky look at the Soviets now. Go on their intel. Look at their army. We know everything about their army. Look at the amount of intel we've got. Oh, so much. We've got an idea of the divisions. So they have 9 of their main tank divisions. They have 7 of their lighter ones. We have a look at their stockpile as well. They've run out of artillery. And they've run out completely out of their tanks as well. Planes aren't looking too good in reserve as well. I think things are starting to not look too good for the Soviets. Oh, deployed manpower 1.6 million. So their army size right now is still really big. And ours 1.9 million, so slight advantage, but most of them are on the front line anyway. Put them on control groups. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 and 1 3. Let's see how well they do. Initial push just pushes them out of the way. Not even a challenge. And a beautiful encirclement has been made. Going to be rolling low on fuel, so I think I'm going to have to drop some infrastructure in this area just to make sure we get the most of what we've got. Otherwise we're going to have problems with our tank pushers. Oh my goodness, this looks like a good opportunity. Should we take it? Of course we will. Push from the other side as well. And that is nothing short of beautiful. And there's a pocket to be proud of. Are you proud? You should be. Bulgaria's joined the Axis, and we have another agent. We'll build a spy network in London. Make a nicely fine push to secure the Baltics here. Okay, we've run out of manpower. So that's one element that we don't take into account as well. Is that all these suppression divisions in the background are eating into manpower as well. We are using 34 divisions to suppress the Soviet Union. 34 invisible divisions. Our manpower now has gotten mighty low. Service by requirement. It looks like it. You can't even comprehend how much equipment this is costing me to suppress all of this land I've occupied. It is unbelievable. 50,000 guns needed extra to keep this land suppressed. Whoa, the Soviet has decrypted our ciphers. It's a little bit too late though. They're already beaten and bruised pretty heavily. And whoa, we actually have a decent attempt at a D-Day. I'm gonna have to send my tanks back. Soviet Union has fallen. I think we have ability to take it all, right? Yeah, a whole lot. Now, the situation is going to be now is I'm going to need a ridiculous amount of equipment to suppress this area. Let's have a look. Occupied territories, Soviet Union. We need 91 divisions. That's actually the ones we've initially got. It's probably going to need double that because we're lacking the equipment, so we're unable to do any further. So we're going to have to find a way of using less equipment, less divisions. I think we're going to have to go for martial law. Let's change them all to martial law. Time for an extreme amount of spies in Britain. There you go. Spies all over the UK collecting intel. And when we land, we'll have a massive intelligence advantage. Alright, bring in the planes. That's starting to get air superiority over Britain. So the Battle of Britain scenario is a little bit easy to understand because now we can just hop onto the UK, look at the intel, look at their air intel, and we get an idea of how well we're doing. So they have 10,000 fighters. And we can see where they're positioned. 1,200 are in the English Channel. So we need to compete with that number, and that's the number what we know how to beat. Looks like they've only got Hurricanes though. Oh no, they do have Spitfires though. I've got some Spitfires, some Mark III Spitfires. That's their main plane there. So we need to compete with those. Right, we've got a fighter 3 right now, so I'm going to slap on a big engine, big guns. This should outduel them on continuous focus for air production 2. So this should be enough to just grind them down, then we can do our naval invasion. Hey, naval invasion, here we go. At long last. As soon as we land, we need to make sure we make a move, otherwise we're going to run into problems. So you're going to go here, you are going to go here. Need to make sure the planes are all over here too. Go here. There we go, grab Portsmouth, and we have grabbed Dover. At this point, we can just keep pushing out and completely. There we go. Okay, has collapsed. There you go, and we have secured the Greater German Reich. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Compliance is actually starting to get up inside the Soviet Union too. So there's only really one thing left to do, and that is to go into occupation and change it to no garrisons for everyone. And then watch this. Alright, just got an event. French government returns to Paris and we give them all their land back. I presume this means they've got to the bottom of their focus tree. I'll take a guess. Oh, they've got their old focus tree back. I was kind of hoping that when I got rid of the garrisons, like, all this land would instantly rebel. This one's at 100% right now. Nothing's happening. And it's happened. The Netherlands have rose up. And we don't have any intelligence on them, so we don't even know what they're up to. Get them, boys. Get them. Oh my goodness, they get a lot of divisions early on. Between 11 and 47 divisions. Well, there you go. Resistances do happen. I wish it would happen a little bit quicker, though. I thought if I'd pulled all the troops out of the Soviet Union, that this would rise up a lot quicker. But it hasn't. I was kind of hoping to see another Soviet Union come back. I wanted to see if Stalin would come back a second time around. Anyway, guys, did you enjoy this? Don't forget to be part of the giveaway. Like, subscribe, bell, and comment below. I want the resistance. Guys, I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. See you soon. Goodbye.